Hi Soters, I'm Sota Code, and in this episode we are going to talk about who I am. Let's dive right in. I'm Nelson, 27 years old, a civil engineer in computer science, well known as a programmer or software developer. I'm starting this podcast with two specific goals. One is to improve my English skills as much as I can, and the second is to stay updated on the state of technology, which is crucial in my professional area. Both goals are equally important to me, as I'm not a native English speaker and technology is constantly evolving. We will have plenty to discuss. I've been thinking about what my first topic should be. Should it be something specific like emerging technologies, programming languages and frameworks, good practices, career development, tools, resources? Well, in the end, I decided to start by sharing my journey as a programmer. It's important to note that I'm not a senior developer. There are many factors involved when classifying people as juniors, intermediate, or senior, such as the main programming language, role, soft skills, and so on. We are not going to discuss this topic now, but I consider myself an intermediate programmer using JavaScript. Some of the main technologies frameworks I use are React, both basic and with Next.js, Nest.js for backend, AWS, Docker, and creating products using AI services. Now you know a bit about my background, so let's talk about how I reached my current level since I started at the university. So, I was in the middle of my last year of secondary school in Chile when I had to choose a career to study. It's not easy, only a few people know what they really want to study. Most of us have to decide with significant pressure on our shoulders. For example, sometimes our parents unconsciously put ideas on our minds, telling us to be doctors to help people. Or people around us push us to change the state of our country, so we should be lawyers or politicians. And then there's the pressure we put on ourselves, especially when we don't know what we really want for our future, which was my case. To be honest, I chose civil engineering in computer science because it seemed closer to video games than other careers. But that idea couldn't be further from the truth. It probably happens to most students who go to the university for the first semester. Once I started, I immediately realized the career wasn't what I expected. Fortunately, it was even more fun than video games. Of course, that was my experience, but many of my classmates struggled a lot and didn't enjoy the process. In the beginning, we were 63 people, but only about 7 of my generation graduated normally. On the other hand, half of the students changed careers or gave up in the middle. At that time, our career had the highest dropout rate at the university. Although the career wasn't what I expected, I started to feel very excited about everything I was learning in each class. Of course, it was tough, but if it's easy, it's also boring. If you have to struggle to achieve something, you feel significantly better because you earned it through your effort, you know? During my time at the university, I learned a lot from all my teachers, but I have to give an honorary mention to Professor Robert Asin. He was a fundamental pillar who helped me improve and develop my programming skills from an abstract point of view. As a result, I can understand difficult issues and find solutions accordingly. Of course, I'm still learning every day, new issues appear and new solutions are created. My last year at the university coincided with the COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, so I did it remotely. That was a shame, but there were no other options. I succeeded my last year, but it wasn't worth it at all. I had some health problems due to stress that made 2021 a hell. Anyway, I continued with my life and began working as a software developer for a company that offers technological services. They put me in a team where I had to implement new features in a very important financial software for Chile. As a junior, the beginning is always exciting. I did my best during my first 3 months of the contract. I stayed up late many weekdays and even weekends trying to finish all tasks before the deadline. I worked on holidays and helped finish tasks for other team members. Then after 3 months, the company had to decide if they could give me a permanent contract with all the benefits the company could offer, or give me another 3 months of the contract, or nothing. What I'm going to tell you now might sound funny, but a man who worked with me for just 4 days in 3 months, who casually held a high position and assigned me almost impossible tasks, came to evaluate my work. I thought my team leader could do it, but because he saw how I worked every day, but a person who didn't work with me? Are you joking? Well, the thing is, he had a point system, and if I got 3 points out of 6, I could get the permanent contract. Unfortunately, I got 2.9 points. Ooh, my face was a poker face. After so much effort, they offered me just another 3 months of the contract without benefits, which decreased my mental health. Of course, I said no, thank you. In the end, I learned a lot, so it wasn't useless. I want to say that the guy who gave me 2.9 points is very kind. He wasn't the problem. The system they have is the problem, in my opinion, of course. I had a week of vacation and was already working for a new company. This company develops software for other companies, and I worked with them for a year and a half, taking on many different roles. It wasn't just adding new features to running projects. I developed and launched new projects. I discussed costs and architecture with specialists, talked directly with clients to understand their needs, organized and estimated project times, and helped other teams using different technologies. So yeah, I can't describe how much fun and knowledge I gained in that place. So yeah, I'm really grateful to have worked with them. One day I decided to change my life. My parents encouraged me to take this decision because it wasn't easy. I quit my job for mental health reasons. I had signs of stress due to many different factors unrelated to my job that significantly affected my days. So I sat on the sofa in the living room, thinking a lot with my mind destroyed. Then my mom said, "What about going to a foreign country?" Yeah, I had forgotten about that until she reminded me. I had been saving money for 3 years just to find opportunities to go out of Chile, mainly to learn English, and I almost made the mistake of buying a house. Fortunately, my mom was there to remind me of my dreams. So I embarked on a new adventure, and now I'm living in Auckland, New Zealand. I've been here for over a year and 3 months. I've learned a lot of new things, and I'm still learning. My current dream is to stay in an English-speaking country and work as a software developer. I'm still struggling a bit with English, but eventually I'll get it. That's for sure. I really enjoy talking about my experiences in this monologue format, so I will consider creating a branch of the podcast focused on my life, like a blog. But as a first step, I will talk about technology. Thanks for having me in your day. If you have any questions, suggestions, or topics you'd like me to cover, feel free to reach out. You can find me on all the social media platforms where I share this content. Just look for Sota Code or sotacode.dev. And alright, that's it for this episode. Until next time, keep coding, keep learning, and keep pushing forward. See you in the next episode.